So I posted a video defending the Switch 2, knowing well that you guys were going to come for it in the comment section. And yes, there may be some legitimate critiques of the Switch 2. I just feel like a lot of people didn't look some of this stuff up beforehand. Okay, a lot of times we form opinions based off of what other people say, and we trust what they're saying is true. But always be skeptical. I think a lot of people were upset that they saw $80 games and assumed that every single main title coming out was going to be $80, but Donkey Kong Bonanza just came out and was released at $70 and is arguably a 10 out of 10 game. I think people were also upset that the controllers were $94, but here's the thing, they added the little mouse thing to it. So, I mean, arguably more valuable than the previous generation, which was $80. So let me ask you this. Are you more upset at that or more upset that they didn't put Hall effects? Because that's kind of what I'm upset about, but I don't stick with the regular controllers anyways. I go to a third-party controller that has Hall effects. A lot of times they're less expensive with more features, but I don't know if the little mouse thing is going to be proprietary to Nintendo Switch, if all we're going to get is third-party controllers. We're going to see. If that doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter to you. But if you're just looking for a Hall effect, there are going to be some in the future. And I think that some of the ones that you could buy, like the Games and the Power A's that are Nintendo licensed, you will be able to bring over to the Nintendo Switch 2. I think a lot of people were upset about the $450 price tag on a Nintendo product, and they were making comparisons to Xbox and PlayStation and PC. But here's the thing, is that you shouldn't be comparing it to that, because that's comparing apples to oranges. You should be comparing it to the next handheld gaming consoles, the nearest one being the Steam Deck, which has a 720 display and not a 1080, also cannot be docked, doesn't have detachable controllers, and performs worse than the Switch 2 on mainstream AAA games. So when are we going to realize that Nintendo is not competing with Xbox or PlayStation or even PC as far as performance goes? They are competing with themselves as far as experience goes. And there are a lot of concerns about Nintendo bricking your system. And I understand. You want to be able to own what you own, and you want to be able to do what you want to do with it. And I completely agree with that. And Nintendo is not the first to do this. PlayStation, in fact, in their terms of service, say that they can block online and offline use if you violate their terms of service. I think the thing that people are most worried about is, what if I put the wrong charger in or put the wrong peripheral like a controller or something else? Is it going to brick my system? The short answer is more than likely not. If you use it for the Switch 1, it will be safe to use for the Switch 2. And as far as charger goes, if it is a lower voltage than what it needs, it is just going to inform you of that. Where you may see some issues is things like the Mix Switch, where you take all the games you own and you put it all into one cartridge and you plug it in. Now, that would be some way modifying the games themselves and putting them all into one space. So yes, if you are doing modifications to the hardware, the software, or the games themselves, you may be subject to what they call bricking your system. But if you plan on using the Switch 2 in the manner it was supposed to be used, you're going to be perfectly fine. If you are looking for something to modify or do something else, you may want to look somewhere else. Now, one thing that a lot of people are talking about is some of these games you won't be able to own. That is not entirely true, and is something that PlayStation and Xbox has also been doing for years. And there are some that you can play offline, like Donkey Kong or Cyberpunk, but yes, there are going to be key cards, there are going to be codes, there are going to be ones that you don't actually own, but there are going to be cartridges that you fully own, and it's all on the developer to choose which one that they want to do. Do they want to do the full cartridge? Do they want to do a key card? Or do they want to do a code or online only? At the end of the day, I feel the Switch is getting some unnecessary hate. It is a very solid console. It is for Nintendo fans. It's for the Nintendo exclusive experience. But if you're looking for a more performance option, yes, get the PlayStation or get the Xbox or build your own PC. But if you're looking for something portable, this is a great option at a great price point as far as handhelds go. So tell me, were there any other issues that you had with the Switch 2, or is it going to be a console that you may end up picking up one day?